Well, Pattaya is perhaps not the destination where you'd expect to find an Australian World Boxing Champion training for a title fight in the United States. But for Michael Katsidis, this is the ideal destination to prepare for what could be one of the big battles of his career. The seaside destination of Pattaya on Thailand's eastern seaboard is known as this country's party town, where almost anything goes. But Michael Katsidis isn't here to play. On Michael's back, a tattoo of the Greek sun that reflects his heritage. It has shone on a remarkable career that has resulted in his current status as WBO Interim Lightweight Champion, and he's ranked by the Ring magazine as the world's #1 lightweight contender.
Okay, here we are, and this is what we call a fighter's room. It's just the very basics. I have the gym just across the road. I'm about a kilometre from the beach, and just the very basics. You know, it's very simple, and just everything basically that I need.
Like the Greek helmet he often wears to each battle in the ring, Michael's Pattaya hotel room is Spartan, and his daily routine is simple: sleep, eat, and train until he drops.
Well, it's something I've become familiar with over the last 6 or 7 years. It's something that you need to do 6 or 7 weeks out from every fight. There comes a point where you need to break away from the family, break away from the friends, and focus on yourself. So that's why this has become such an important part of my training regime.
It's quite different from back home in the way that you go about your training.
Oh, of course. I mean, it is. It's very different. It's very basic, and I don't think you can find this basic way of living anywhere else in the world. This is where it's at, and it's very simple, and it's rugged, and it's tough, and it's how it has to be for the preparations for the fight.
Inside a simple local gym, Michael spars every afternoon with a group of Thai boxers who endeavour to match his pace and keep him on his toes. Their routine also involves a daily run through the busy streets and beachfront of Pattaya in sometimes 40-degree heat. On most days, Michael's Thai mates and his manager Brendan Smith are at his side.
Right. Okay, well, first up, Michael Katsidis, fighting for the Super Champion of the World, November 27 in Las Vegas. And beside we have Buffalo, Ekapov, who is one of our sparring partners, former world champion Muay Thai, rated highly in the professional ranks in boxing as well, been in camp with us, and having international debut in Australia on December 3. Then we have Signet, junior welterweight from Bangkok. Then we have Signet, junior welterweight from Bangkok, who's also here, one of our sparring partners, very experienced professional boxer. And then we have world-rated King Kong from Bangkok as well, who's won the Asia Pacific title and is coming up through the ranks, and I'm sure you'll see him as a champion one day as well.
A long way from his mountaintop home of Toowoomba in Queensland, Australia, Michael's training time in Thailand allows him to focus and to be anonymous as he prepares for the biggest challenge of his career.
Reminiscent of the Graham Orr fight, there's an absolute war. Now Mitchell, he's landing 3 or 4 punches to Katsidis is one, but Katsidis is the man who's got dynamite in his fists. And Katsidis is doing the damage here. Mitchell hurt. Oh, hurt by left hand.
He's gone. He's gone. The referee stopped the fight.
After his stunning defeat of the Hammer, Kevin Mitchell, in front of 14,000 fans at London's Upton Park, Michael's focus is on this November at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, where he'll face Mexican Juan Manuel Marquez, the current WBA, WBO and the ring lightweight world champion.
Juan Manuel Marquez is one of the all-time greats. He's one of the pound-for-pound best in the world. He's a super champion of the world and is the only person to have a draw with Manny Pacquiao. So he seeks to have another fight with Pacquiao because he believes he's much better, and I believe he won the fight against Pacquiao. So look, he's a great champion, but it's time for the new and out with the old, and it's time for me to come through, I believe. I'm ready. I've been building for this fight for a long time, and this will complete my career. This is a very good move for my career.
The road ahead may be a challenge, but the great Michael Katsidis isn't slowing down for anyone. Michael, your upcoming fight in November, how important is it in terms of your career?
Well, this is everything in my career. I mean, whenever I am to be remembered by, will be what it will be for, is for winning against Juan Manuel Marquez, one of the all-time greats. This is my everything. This fight here is make all or break all. It's so important. Someone who's fought so many great fighters, and of course the best in the world out there known today is Manny Pacquiao. He's got a draw with him, so I mean, this is a very important fight for my career and for me personally.
So what's it going to take to beat him?
Well, it's going to take everything and some. Progressively I've improved as a fighter throughout my career, and I've taken whatever necessary steps. I've made a lot of sacrifices to get to where I've got now, and I've done everything in preparation and some on top of that, and that's been for my last 5 fights. Progressively we've built the building blocks, so I've done all that, and I'm ready to do the same against Juan Manuel Marquez.
Now when you do win, what's your goal after that?
Well, I don't look anything past winning. Everyone has dreams and aspirations and all the rest of it, but I've put so much into this fight. I focus on the fight, and then I'll look at what I'm going to do after it, of course after the fight.
Now we know you've got a big fight in November, but who else are you gunning for when it comes to fight? Who would you like to face in the ring?
You know, that's a very tough one to answer when you're already fighting the best of the best. There's no personal grudges. There's nothing like that at all, because by beating Manuel Marquez, it's a statement in itself. I've only had 2 losses in my career, and by beating Manuel, I'm getting revenge for that as well, because he's knocked out the 2 guys that have beat me. He knocked them out cold. So I mean, to beat this guy, it's just this is a complete fight. It's great.